Hi, I'm Vanessa. Welcome to this month's new moon in Virgo crystal grid. So, this Virgo season, we actually have two new moons in Virgo, making this a black new moon. Now, personally, Virgo is in my 10th house of career. So, a lot of the intentions that I'm setting for this crystal grid are going to be about my career. If you want to do a crystal grid for your career or you want to work with crystals for your career, then definitely listen to them. There are some specific ones that can be helpful for that. Otherwise, listen to the crystals and what I used them for so that you also can learn how to work with them. Let's take a look at the grid. All right, here is the new moon in Virgo crystal grid that I intuitively created with my guides. Basically, they tell me what crystals to put where, and then when I get all done, I go, "What was that for?" That's usually how it works for me. So, starting in the center, I've got selenite. It's heart shaped so that my career is heart service, doing the things that I love. It's also purifying because of the selenite. I then go counterclockwise, and the reason I do that is because counterclockwise is releasing the old. So when you set intentions, you have to release the old stuff first before you can let in the new. So that's why I do counterclockwise for the inner circle. This is Amazonite. It's the voice of truth, communicating with clarity. Citrine, it's manifestation fuel, but it's not just about money, it's about being an energetic flow and abundance. You got to have an abundance of energy, not just money to get things done. Scolecite pyramid. That is my as above, so below. It is grounding earth. Virgo is earth energy, while the pyramid is directing it upward as well to my spirit team, both up and down. Smoky chalcedony. That is also a grounding energy, but it's also about dissolving anxiety about getting it right. Virgo has a tendency to be a perfectionist on the shadow side. So this is about just getting it done, putting it out there, sharing, not being perfect. Then have the hematite heart. It's kind of like the iron anchor. It keeps my service practical, but it also protects against outside negative forces. You know, when you show up visible, there's going to be some trolls. So that protects from that. Clear quartz, that's the amplifier of all of the intentions that I'm setting this new moon, as well as helping keep this grid clear. Then going clockwise for the expansion energy, I have fire quartz. Now, it doesn't look like the usual fire quartz of a heavy orange and red colors. This is more of the slow burn. Again, we want sustainable energy. So that's got to slow down some of that fire energy to make it last longer. Seraphinite. This is a angelic activation. It's connecting to those higher realms. So the frequency that I put out when I talk with people, when I share videos, they can feel that energy. Bloodstone. It's service through courage. Basically says you're strong enough to stand in your truth and still be of service. It's very root and heart connected. This is Super 7. This is aligning my career with my spiritual destiny. Again, very similar with as above, so below, right? You want to take the wisdom, the guidance of your higher self, the messages from your guides, and ground them into something tangible in the human experience. Raw kyanite for alignment and attunement. It's really good for chakra clearing, so keeping the energy and the flow clear. Rhodonite, compassion and service through wounds healed. I am not perfect by any means. I've been through some shit, and because of those healed wounds, I'm able to help other people heal as well. So rhodonite's good for that. Then we've got the boundary. This is a tourmaline crystal tree. It's about the root system, always being rooted and grounded. Not to mention the work I actually do with grid work with healing trees and land and Gaia, so that all connects. I have a Metatron statue here. Metatron is, well, keeper of the Akashic Records, and a lot of the grid work and healing and soul grid clearing, all those things I do, definitely involves being in the records. But he's also the overseer of grids, sacred geometry, cosmic order, so totally makes sense that he makes sure that I'm in alignment with all the divine codes and designs. The opalite angel. That's more of the gentle messenger, some softness and reassurance. Virgo can be really judgmental. Again, the shadow side of Virgo can be a bit judgy. So this is telling me, hey, you know what? Don't be so judgmental of yourself. Be kind. I was actually called to put a real feather on here, which is interesting because it's Virgo is an earth energy. So I wasn't expecting a feather, but then I realized what they told me was it was taking my air ideas, thoughts, the mental stuff, and grounding them into earth. You can have all the greatest ideas in the world, but if you don't actually do something with them to ground them into earth and create them, then nothing comes of it. So that helps with that. Sodalite crescent moon. It's the third eye intuition part of that. The obsidian arrowhead, which again, obsidian is protection, but the arrowhead is very focused. It's also pointing the energy forward like a spear and cutting through distractions. And then lastly, there is the dragon blood jasper. It is a earth and fire combination energy. So it ties the mission to the earth, the ground, the Gaia, but also giving me the strength, the fire, the motivation to take action on that. So here it is. Hopefully you found that helpful. Leave a comment. Let me know which crystal basically is your favorite or which one was new to you that you're like, wow, I've never even worked with that before. That's new to me. Let me know.